Namaste and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss a so-called controversial question. Is it fine to sleep with many people or is it fine to have multiple partners? Let's dive into it. Hi and welcome back. So the question, is it fine to be with many people? Like, romantically, is it fine to have multiple partners? So now the question that was actually asked to me was, is it immoral? Is it wrong? Because, most of the times I talk about feministic ideas. So I think the persons who asked me, they probably asked me because, I would give them some spiritual thing against it. Like when people have asked me, is it fine to pray to God during periods and all, and I said that I don't think there's any problem. But when you ask me, is it fine to be with multiple people, and you ask this question, is it immoral? I don't know about morality and I don't care what the world says, because number of things that the world says is not correct. Okay, you cannot always hold to the world as giving you the right answers. But when you ask me this question, I will remove the word immoral and I'd say, yes, it is bad for you. It is bad for you. And that's coming from a spiritual bent and the spiritual knowledge and the mental aspect and the physical aspect of it. So why is it wrong? Let's delve into it. Now, on the physical account, when you talk about it, even if you use protection, there are always chances that you may end up being into some kind of a disease. And disease is dis-ease. You may not be in a situation of being at ease. So that obviously discounted now. People don't care for that. Okay, let's delve deeper. What is the next problem, next danger? Mental focus. Your focus is getting scattered, my friend. I'll give you a bottle with multiple holes. You try to fill water into it. You will not be able to fill water into it because there are so many holes. So the entire idea of distraction, you are letting your focus and energy go into manifold directions. So that does not make much sense, Now, even if this does not get you to, my entire idea is not to convince you or to persuade you. I'm just giving you facts, okay? And you need to decide for your life, because we are the best judges of our life. How do we want to lead our lives? Okay? So let's get into the spiritual bent. So coming back to the spiritual bent of all these things, there are three reasons why I say it is not fine. Okay, yeah, maybe in my own youth, people considered this to be a behenji attitude. And at that point of time, I didn't have much to say. Let's say, yes, what I am. You cannot get me into changing my viewpoint regarding life. But now I know I have enough reason. And now I understand why I was like that even at that point of time. So the entire idea that, let's get into it. First of all, astrologically, and I would not get into telling you which planets are being, because, frankly, sometimes when I also look at high level astrology videos, I'm not able to understand. So just know that, it can actually have an effect on your future life astrologically. Maybe you will have marital issues. Maybe you will not be able to get married soon. That may be, you can go and talk to any astrologer whom you trust if you think I'm wrong. Okay, so having multiple partners, sleeping with a lot of people can actually end up, getting you disturbed in your marriage scenario. Yes, it ruins your prospects for a happy marriage, astrologically also. The second thing about it is, as a past life regression therapist, I can tell you all those problems that we have today, there is a reason why they have occurred like this. There is a reason in the past life. When I underwent the series of my past life regressions, not regressing others, when I got regressed, I got to know that I've lived something like 90,000 plus lives as a human being. Now you can understand, if 90,000 lives I have lived, and so I entered into a life and I was not always this wise and spiritual Arunima. Okay, I really want to live a happy life, and I want to be wise and I want to be loyal to God and stuff like that. So I did karma which landed up in different forms. So in one of the lifetimes I watched in my Akashic records was I cheated a person who was supposed to be my teacher and who was supposed to be actually my master. Like, I was a boy, I was barely 18, 19 years of age in that lifetime. And his daughter, like my master's daughter, was getting married, and I took a lot of gold from the house and I ran away. So because I have not delved in, deeper into it in my regression, so I do not know the other details. But obviously this shows in my chart as, that I will be cheated number of times. Okay. So that is something to say that happened 500, 600 years ago. I was not Arunima Sinha at that point of time. But it brought me closer into becoming what I am today, into becoming someone who is into spirituality. Because that had many more effects. With the soul whom I cheated is a karmic soul. Okay. So in the next lifetime, the karma I had to balance. I had to tolerate the revenge that the other soul took. And it has been going on. Fortunately, in this lifetime, I do not have that soul. But all of us have karmic partners. All of us have done something wrong in our past lifetimes. And now, at least in this lifetime, wake up and know that these things are going to have consequences. So when you have multiple partners, you are not cheating on anyone else. Let me tell you, you are cheating on yourself. You are cheating on yourself. Just as I told you, try to fill a bottle with multiple holes, it will not fill. What are you doing is, now coming to the third aspect of it, which is the most important aspect for anyone to understand. You are imbalancing all your chakras. Okay, the chakras, there are 114 chakras in the body, and I'll keep talking about it in every other video because people need to know. So there are 114 chakras in your body, the 7 main chakras, starting from the crown chakra, the third eye, the throat chakra, the anahata chakra, which is the heart center, then moves on to the solar plexus, which is like a little above the belly button, sacral chakra, which is little below the belly button, and the root chakra, which is the bottom of the spinal cord. Okay, all these 7 chakras, they have their own functions. Okay, like the root chakra provides the base, the foundation of life, the protection bit. Like, unless you feel protected, you are, on the survival level, you will not be able to move ahead. Sacral chakra is about creativity. Can you create? And solar plexus is about fame, digestive organs and stuff like that. Anahata chakra has to do with all kinds of emotions. How connected do you feel to yourself, to God, to others? Throat chakra is about, being able to express your truth. What do you actually feel? And confidence comes from throat chakra. The third eye obviously is about wisdom, enlightenment, and the crown chakra is the one that actually connects us to the divine energy. Yes, the crown chakra is right here. So the entire idea is all these chakras. Now you understand chakras are like wheels. Okay, so they have a lot of energy. Okay, and the function is to provide what I just talked about. The function is to provide that kind of energy to your body, to your soul, to your, the present entity. What is your identity? To provide that. Now when you focus well in your life, when you are loyal to yourself, I'm not talking about your loyalty to a certain partner. Many people say, I have heard literally people say in my own generation, forget about today's generation, like people saying, oh my God, how can you live without, it's something like, I have also heard people say, how can you live without pizza, or how can you live without cold drinks? It's something like that for people. So it's all right, I'm not judging you. I have friends like that, and I don't judge people on the basis of that. It's not about judgment, it's about how much you're harming yourself. That's what I'm trying to bring forward. And people say that, now I don't think, it's totally out of my control, and I don't think I can focus like that and, get myself to behave in a certain way. So you please realize things are already out of your hand and things will get worse. Okay, at any point of time things can get worse. So the fact being that these are the energy centers. When you get physically intimate with someone else, like let's forget about that first. When you get emotionally intimate, like you feel emotionally for someone, your heart chakra is already sharing energy with that person. Okay, and that is why we say that you should not be in the needy energy. If you really want the attention of the other person, you should not be in the needy energy. Oh my God, I wish he looks at me, or I wish she looks at me, and stuff like that. When you're in that energy, that that energy is already being sent to that person, and automatically the person starts ignoring you and starts feeling, oh my God, this person is so boring, is always after me. Okay, so you need to have a lot of self-respect. First you love yourself, and then only get on with liking someone else. Okay, now when you are sharing this kind of energy emotionally, then only the other person may not like you, because that person feels intimidated, the person feels, oh my god, there's so much, the person feels suffocated by that energy. When you get physically intimate, all the chakras get misaligned, in the sense that you are sharing your own energy with the other person. If you're doing that with one person, it's understandable. When you're doing it with many people, your energy is getting scattered. Just like I told you about the bottle, try to fill the bottle, it has multiple holes. So even you do not know in which directions have you sent your energy. I don't know, when I was a kid, I was not a kid exactly, I think I was in my teenage, and there was this certain, I don't remember the name of that serial. The very first episode started with that there is this woman and there is this man who meet on the airport, and I think the flight is running late, and because of that they decide to get intimate. They've met for the first time, and after that they were not going to meet with each other ever. Okay, and I'm not judging again. Okay, that may be your lifestyle, but how dangerous is the lifestyle? I'm just discussing that. So the entire idea, they decide to get intimate, and after that they never meet. Okay, of course there are consequences. What happens after that? She's a lawyer and everything. So the entire idea that if this is your trend of life, it's absolutely dangerous. If you get intimate with a person without emotions, it's super dangerous, because you are like sharing you are like giving away your own energy. So if you've already done all these things, so you can only understand the consequences, that why are you restless, or why are you not getting married, or why are you having marital issues. And there are people who say that my marriage chart says, like, astrologically my marriage is supposed to be like a very happy marriage, but it's not happening like that. Why is it so? So in a certain lifetime you may have done that, or maybe in this lifetime you may have done that. So what is the resolution? How to solve this? So the first thing I would obviously say is, please work on your chakras. The chakras are absolutely important. You should cleanse them, you should balance them on a regular basis. There are multiple ways. There's Beej mantra meditation, there are angelic healings to heal the chakras. There are multiple ways. Sound healing, there are many ways. All those 7 bowls you must have seen, they can be used. Of course they are like I have only 2 of them, and they're very expensive. But there are inexpensive ways of healing your chakras. If you start with balancing your chakras, yoga. If you do Surya Namaskar regularly, Surya Namaskar actually is supposed to be opening up all the chakras. It actually activates all the chakras. It takes a few days, a month maybe, but that is how you can get into balancing the chakras, getting rid of cleansing all the dirt, the negativity, so called. Because when you involve yourself with someone, just focused on the physical look of that person, or mental capability of that person. Like, they are sapiosexuals, right, who just get attracted by intelligent people, intellectual people. When you do that, you do not know about the life of that person. You do not know what energy that person actually carries. That may be a murderer, or that may be a person who has seen a murder, or that may be a person who has seen high level trauma. Now you also may be a person who has seen high level trauma, so you will also deposit that energy into that person's chakras, and you will also receive it. So that is why it is said that, and I'm not talking about the moral compass of being loyal to each other, I'm not talking about those things. Then there are people who ask me questions such as that, the person with whom I fell in love was a cheater. Okay, now I have got someone else that I really want to get involved with this person. Is it fine? See, first of all, I am no one to tell you whether it's fine or not. It should all be your judgment. But yeah, sometimes you need judgment from a person who has meditated more in their life and who has more experience and knows life much better. So in that situation, I'd say still maintain brahmacharya for some days. Yes, sexual chastity, that's what I'm talking about. Why? Because when you are following brahmacharya, you are not being loyal to anyone else except yourself. Please let me tell you that. When we talk about self-love, hashtag self-love, when they say that twin flames can be in a reunion only when they are totally loyal to each other, that loyalty is actually towards yourself, because twin flames are the same soul. So the entire idea is that your chastity should be towards God, towards yourself. Because when the chakras come into balance is the situation when you are giving energy to yourself. I'm not talking about being egoistical, okay? I'm not talking about ego. I'm talking about giving yourself that opportunity of love, focusing on your growth, focusing on your, if you really want to look at someone and feel, oh my god, this person is so pretty, look at yourself and feel like that, or make yourself like that. Accept yourself as you are, and then have goals. I want to do this for myself. Instead of doing this for someone else on Valentine's Day, do that for yourself on Valentine's Day. Even though Madhuri Dixit looks like crazy in Dil To Pagal Hai when she is doing all that, but that's a very serious message. And only some movies are giving those kind of right messages. Do it for yourself. So brahmacharya should also be followed. Even if you've had a heartbreak, please take time. Don't jump into another relationship. This person seems fine and I have to try it. Also, another thing that is, if you want to be in a relationship, the relationship does not start with getting, physically intimate. That is to tell you, because the other person may seem like a very good person, but if the other person gets what the person has come into the relationship for, the person will leave you as soon as possible. And so the entire idea, what should we do? Coming back to the resolutions, what should we do? Chakra balancing is one of those, things. And you should astrologically consult, you should consult astrologers about how to heal this energy, and how to make your Rahu better. Okay. And again, I will say that you should consult someone, because it depends on your chart also. Okay, it depends on your chart also. You need to do healing, like you need to write this thing out, tear it off, burn it in fire, and then let it be underwater so that it flows away. It's called Vaman Kriya, and it takes away a lot of your sexual guilt, or all those whatever you may have taken unconsciously from the other person. Now many people at this point of time must be thinking, she's so illogical, what is she saying? You don't understand energy bodies. There are 7 layers of the body, and I will not get into dealing that, because that will become very complex and the video is already getting longer. So at this point of time, just think about a person who is always in the complaining mood. Have you met these kind of people who think that the entire life is so negative, this person is bad, that person is bad? And I tend to get headaches with this kind of people, So you also think of that very, very negative person you may have met in your lifetime. Now, by the mere, presence of that person, or the mere speaking of that person, when you can get negativity, when you can receive negativity, it comes into your aura, you get headache, you feel annoyed, you want to run away and stuff like that. Understand what might be the case when you get physically intimate. So it's not about persuading or convincing anyone, and it's not about a moral judgment. I am very friendly to all kinds of people. It does not depend on the gender or upon their sexual orientation or their sexual choices in their life. It does not depend on any of those things. But that is to tell you that you are making a wrong choice for yourself, for no one else but yourself. It's not about the future partner I'm going to get. You are the partner forever. That's it for today. Signing off, Arunima. I hope you like the stuff. If you do, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and do share the content with whoever needs it.